Hi ladies and gents, welcome back to Guide to Solidworks. In today's tutorial we're going to be looking at Model Mania 2005. We're going to go through the process of modelling this, so let's have a look at how we're going to create it. The first bit I'm going to do is by starting off creating this sort of almost dome shape on the top here. It's an ever so slight dome on top there, as you can see. Then from there what I'll do is I will work downwards from that point. So I'll do in this section here, put in the lower section and then the loft between the two. That will create that component quite nicely. So let's have a look and we'll dive straight in. Just before we do though, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy the content as we go, hit that big thumbs up. Also leave any comments as we're going along, and I'll try and get back to you. Okay, let's go. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start from the front plane here, and I am going to create a sketch on that front plane. Now what I want to create is this dome here first, so let's have a look with that. Now my dome is going to be a arc. So on this front plane I'm going to create an arc here, and I'm just going to pick 2 points either side there and pop that up like so. Okay, now at the moment there's not really anything creating a relationship here, so let's put in a centre line going up there, and I'm going to find the centre of this circle here, this arc should I say, the top point and the top of this line, and make a relationship between them 2 points there, so, like so. And I'm going to get the 2 bottom points here and just make them horizontal, just to even it up. Okay, now I've got them 2 points in there. I am going to put some sizes to this. So my gap up from my centre point on my origin here is going to be 12. Now I also want to know the radius of this here, so let's create a radius there, and I want that radius to be 250. So that's going to dramatically pull that out. Okay, now last stage of this, just to make it a little bit easier so that we have the sizes that we're working to, I'm going to pull that and I'm going to get it online, so the endpoint's here, online with my origin there, so it's not too big on the screen. Also fully defines the sketch as well. Okay, so that is my arc across. Now I want to revolve that around, so I want to revolve that around a centre line, so I'm going to create a centre line in here, across my page, like so, and that is going to be the arc radius across the model, so that from the top point down to my centre line is going to be 75 down. Okay, so I've got that in place, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a surface and I'm going to revolve that surface. Now I'm going to revolve it around my centre line here, and that will create that sort of barrel shape there out of that surface, like so. Okay, now we know that that's 12 up, the peak height is 12 up from the top plane, so I'm going to go to the top plane, I'm going to sketch on there, view that from above, and I'm going to put in a cross on here. Okay, so I want this point and my origin there to be coincident, and I want that to be 75 wide, like so. Okay, so once I've got that 75 wide, I'm now going to get a centre line across as well, and again make that and that centre point there have a relationship of midpoint so that they're fixed in the centre. Okay, it doesn't matter about the length of that at the moment, I'm just going to use that to mirror, so I'm going to take a arc and I'm just going to create that arc there on the end. Now I'm going to make this centre of my arc related to this centre line, like so, and take that. Now this arc is going to revolve all the way around here. Now what I do want to make sure though is the end point of this arc here is fixed to the end point of that line there. Coincident as well. Okay, so that makes that curvature on the end there. I'm going to do the same on the opposite side, but rather than drawing it across, I'm just going to mirror it across. So I'm going to mirror that across that, like so. And then because it's a mirror, if I edit this, it will edit what's happening on the other side at the same time. So we only need to edit one at a time. Now at the top, I need to put in, let's give that a radius. My radius is going to be 10 mil. Okay, so I've got my radius on there. Now my next one is going to be an arc from this end to this end, going around there. Okay. Now at the moment, that is just an arc with no definition to it. So I'm just going to put a radius on that of 90, like so. Okay. Now I'm just going to make sure that this point here and this point here is coincident, so that the centre stays in line. Okay, and then from there and to there, we need to create a relationship between the two of them, and that's going to be a tangential relationship, bringing a tangential relationship between this end one as well. Okay, you can see now that it's fully defined. So that we have a fully defined sketch altogether, I'm just going to take that endpoint and make it coincident with the end of there. Now I need to take this line here and that centre point, that centre line, and I'm going to mirror that arc across to complete that sketch like so. Come out of there. And with that sketch, I'm going to extrude it up. So I'm going to go to features, I'm going to solid extrude. And I'm going to extrude it up to this surface. So up to surface, this surface here. Now at the moment, it's gone the opposite direction. So I'm just going to flip the direction there so it goes up to the top bit. And tick. Now we've got this curvature in here. That surface, I don't need that anymore, so I'm just going to hide that surface, and that leaves me with that top shape that I was after there. Okay, now I'm going to come down to this bottom plane here, this bottom surface, and I'm going to sketch on there. I'm going to create a circle from the origin, and that circle is going to be 27 diameter. Now with that, I'm going to extrude it down. So I'm going to features, extrude. Now the circle itself is not going to start on this surface. It's going to start a bit of a distance down. It's going to start 15 down. So I'm going to offset it from this surface by 15 mil, like so. And then the thickness of that is only 5, so reduce that to 5 from 10. Let's edit that back to 5. There we go. And we get the 5mm there. Now we've got this big gap. We want to fill this big gap from there to there, and we want to fill it with a boundary surface. So I'm going to create a boundary surface between these two. Okay, not a boundary surface, a loft surface, or a lofted feature between the two. So I'm going to go to loft. I'm going to select that face and this face, and we'll get a clear loft between them two faces. And tick that, like so. Okay, so now we've got that in place, we are just going to finish off by creating or putting a appearance to this. I'm just going to right click on it, change the appearance. I'm going to change the appearance of the body. And I'm just going to go for this yellowy gold colour here and tick that, like so. So we've got that phase 1 drawing now complete to size that it's specified in the drawing we're given from Model Mania. So the next part then is to have a look at how we create phase 2. So let's have a look at phase 2. Now phase 2 here takes us through some modifications to this. So first of all, what we're going to do is we are going to modify this lower section and this section here, this top section here, should I say, with a draft angle on here. So if you can see in this drawing in the centre here, we're given a 3mm draft there, and we're given a 3mm draft in here, and a 3mm draft on this shaft going straight through the centre. So we're going to put a draft on the outside of there first. Then what we're going to do is we're going to shell out the centre in here, and that's going to require a little bit of a modification. Once we've shelled out that centre, we can then put the shaft back in, and we can put a draft angle on there. So let's go back to the model and see how we can manipulate this. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this back. I'm going to roll it back to this point here. Okay. Now, what that means is, on this extrude that I created, I'm just going to edit that, and I am going to put a draft angle on here. So a draft angle of 3 degrees in there. Okay. And you'll see now, if we go to the top view, we now have that draft angle on that inside there. The outside there, sorry. Okay, so we've got that in place now. What I am now going to do is modify this section here. And to do that, I'm going to go into my bodies. So I'm going to go into this loft section here, edit the loft, and if I go down to the bottom here, it selects 2 bodies that it wants to work with. So we've got the top one and the bottom one there. So if I select that bottom one and delete that, what that's done is it's just showing that it's merging them two together to make a single component. So if I tick there now, you will see in the body section up here, the solid bodies, I now have 2 separate bodies. So this and all of this is effectively 2 separate components. So if I just right click there and put an appearance back on that, I'm going to use that same appearance, the gold, like so. Okay, so what that means now is, if I, for instance, hide that, so it's out of the way, it's not changed anything here in my actual component. Normally, if it was a full body, if I'd had one part of the component, the whole body would go. But what that means is, with this now here, I can modify this section without affecting that extrude. So we'll come into this then. I'm going to go to shell, and my shell thickness is going to be 5. I'm going to 5. I'm going to show that face and that face there, and tick. And we can see now how that there has shelled out that component. Now, if I come back to this extrude here, view that, and bring it back in, it is still in place on that component. However, it is sat just on that edge. So what we're going to have to do is modify this so that it comes up. Now, what that means is if I click on this bottom face here, create a sketch, I'm going to convert the entity on that just to give me that circle, and I'm going to extrude that circle up into here. I'm going to extrude it up to next, which will take it up to that body, but I am also going to put a draft angle on there. That draft angle is going to be 3 degrees. As you can see at the moment, it's getting smaller. I want it to get wider, so I'm going to draft outwards at that point, like so, and tick there. Okay, now on this section here, we haven't got a draft angle, so we need to put one on. So edit that, extrude, and I'm going to put a draft angle on there, 3 degrees. This one is getting narrower, and tick there, like so. Okay, so all we're left with now after we've completed that is to put some fillets on. So let's have a look at the fillets that we need. So our fillet radius is going to be 1 mil, and that is going to go on this inside edge around in here. So fillet tool, I'm going to set that to 1 mil, like so, and we're going to tick this inside face here, this inside face here, and we should be able to, just clicking around, get these inside faces, like so. Okay, so we've clicked them faces, we've now got that full fillet on the outside of there, and we also need one on this top face here as well, going around the outside top edge, like so. Tick there. And that is our Model Mania 2005 model completed. So let's just zoom in, you have a quick overview look there. So we've got our shell in the bottom here, and our draft angle on our shaft coming out. We have then got our dome on the top here, as you can see, and our fillet around this outside with a draft angle going up there. So, hope you enjoyed that tutorial, and I hope that helps you with some of your modelling skills. If you've not had a go at that, please have a go. It will help you out in terms of developing, and I will see you in the next video. So, bye for now.